it right now.
God
Hey,
damn.
true believers, England team here. We just decided to have ourselves a nice little chat about things. With me, as always, Dalton.
Hello, all.
Hello. We got. I see. We have trusty sidekick waiting at theater for the movie to start. Only one in here. I always love Peter Pan's flight, especially the part where you're flying over London. I love the London scene of Peter Pan. That is also one of my favorites. Of course, wow, I don't believe I'm going to say this on the Disney live stream, but when I was a little kid, we thought it was really taboo because they didn't have bras on the mermaids. So here are my. No, I'm not joking. I am not joking.
No,
That's the truth.
It's funny. Is all like.
So yeah, it's funny because when I look down, I love the detail in the London scene. But me and my cousin, when we were 8 years old, we thought, oh, boobies. You know, I mean, this is like pre-internet when that kind of thing was sudden. So like our favorite scene was the mermaid scene.
Yeah, I never actually noticed. Like when you said that, I had to mentally go back through in my head and go, oh, you're right.
Now by the time you got to them, they had it because they did that in the 90s. So by the time you got to them, they covered them up. But
which VHS did they alter it with? Because I don't.
VHS. No, not the Little Mermaid. In the ride, there's Lagoon where they've got the mermaids.
Oh,
and
did they? Oh, in the okay, that makes more sense.
And when
they had him in the, I thought they had him in the movie when they showed the mermaids.
No. And when it was kind of funny because I love that ride. I love it, but I always have this memory of me and my cousin. You know, oh, looky there. You know, so it's kind of funny. It's just stupid, weird memory that you have as a kid. You know,
speaking of stupid, weird Peter Pan related memories, when I was a kid, I watched that before bed a lot. So like, Second Star to the Right was sort of a lullaby for me when I was a kid, which was especially funny because I had a lot of like those little glowing stars you can put up on walls.
Oh yeah, I remember those.
So that was always hilarious.
The Second Star to the Right. Yeah, that is. It is. It's one of my favorite rides. Unfortunately, the line keeps me away from it more often than anything else because it's one of those things where if you don't have a fast pass, the line is about a gajillion hours long. So it kind of loses for me as far as that's concerned. But if you have a fast pass, you get in there quicker, but you miss the new queue, which, 6 of 1. What do we have? A bug and flea, a trusty psych, a bug and a flea. Okay. I guess there's an introduction.
I think that's a misplaced reference to Emperor's New Groove with the monkey and the bug.
Well, I don't know. It's a guy named Bug and a Flea is just saying a trusty sidekick, a bug and a flea. So that's in our comment section right now.
That's a strange name. Then
yeah, but that's cool. Everybody's got their thing. I'm all good. But yeah, so I was running across, what kind of news stories do we want to talk about? What's piquing the interest? Because I've been out of it for about a week now, so have to get back into the swing of things. And I noticed there's a whole bunch of ride closures coming up. And when this one, I was holy Toledo, are you serious? This is a big dog right here. People love Peter Pan's flight. So
yeah, it's I kind of figured that I never thought would ever close because it's so
well. I thought no way they're closing it permanent. No way they are. So I found out, yes, it says Peter Pan's flight in the Tomorrowland Speedway will be closing for refurbishment. This comes from WDW News, and it says it'll be closing on January 7th, 2019 through February 2nd, 2019. It's unknown what work will be taking place during this closure. So it might just be random refurbishment. You know, you got to make sure the wheels are oiled and all that.
It's not as strange if it's just refurbishment. I thought they were like replacing it with something or closing it for a second. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
With any luck, hopefully they'll update it like they did with the Haunted Mansion, and it'll be awesome.
Yeah, well, the last time we had a long time closure of Peter Pan's flight, we got a new queue out of it, and that's always nice with the bedroom and such, which is this scene you're seeing right here in the photo. You know, and I think it was great that they added that onto it. I like the fact that they have more interactive cues everywhere, and it's actually to the point where I'm thinking that is such an obvious idea. I'm amazed they didn't think of it before. Yeah. People are going to be waiting.
I really like the interactive cues. Like when we were standing in line for the Haunted Mansion, that queue was just plain fun.
Bug in a Flea says he was counting how many people were here. Yeah, never get a large crowd on my Mad About the Mouse. It's still new, but it's cool. We'll get there. Plus, it's not like the other one where, I'm doing a live broadcast at the same time, which we need to remedy. We need to make sure we're having the broadcast same times, every day or every other day or so forth and so on. So, yeah. Okay, so the other one is the Tomorrowland Speedway will be closed for work related to the construction of the Tron roller coaster in Tomorrowland. And that one is going to be 4 months while they're working on it. Because, it's not going to be like, okay, here's the Tron roller coaster. It's done. So that's going to take a while. And that, speaking of, that's also going to close up the train.
Oh.
No, I know. That's what I said. I don't know if it's closed yet, but I know that that's something I'm going to want to go and do because I love the train ride. That's one of my favorite things. I know it's just a nice little go around the park thing. It's not exactly exciting. And
trains in general, I think, need to make a comeback just for like leisure reasons at this point, because it's a romantic way to travel. It's got like an ambiance to it that other modes.
Enjoy the movies, Trusty. Yeah, Peter. I do believe there are moving cars in the London scene. I got to admit, though, sometimes I mix that and ET up, because they both have flying over the city scene. So I'm like, wait a second, yes, but I do believe there are moving cars in London. Hey, Professor Pixel, we just started. We're talking about the fact that they're closing up Peter Pan's flight and Tomorrowland Speedway due to they don't say exactly why they're closing Peter Pan, but they're closing they're closing the Tomorrowland Speedway because of the construction that's going to be going on with the Tron roller coaster. And they gave a date for reopen for Peter Pan, which is it's going to be closed January 7th to February 2nd, but there is no reopen date for Tomorrowland Speedway.
Well, at least it's in a time that it's not like a busy season or anything.
No, not really. January 7th to February 2nd, which is actually kind of bad because that's when we like to go. I know Professor Pixel is local as well. This is the guys, go home so we can enjoy our park. That's basically or people from Orlando. Thank you for your money. Glad you showed up. Glad you had a good time. Now go home. It's our turn.
so we can do all the interesting insider things.
Yes. It's so we can have fun without waiting 55 minutes for a ride that really should only be 10.
Yeah, I can't imagine those lines like on a regular basis. Like
sometimes like, oh my gosh. When I first got the pass, it was over summertime, and I'm looking at I went into Pandora as one of the first things I did. I hadn't seen it, and I was really excited. And so you could even see in the video where I go on Flight of Passage, it's a 360-minute wait. 4 freaking hours? Oh my gosh. I mean, okay, you know what? I could see like on opening day somebody with an annual pass waiting 4 hours because they literally say, the only thing I'm doing today is going on this ride. So it doesn't matter how long they wait. Okay, fine. But if you are paying $100 and it's your one time at Disney and somebody says you're going to be waiting for 6, 7, 5, 4, 3, no.
Yeah,
no.
you should just have one of those like portable DVD players and a bunch of movies and watch them whilst you're in the line.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I know. If you can watch The Return of the King from the beginning of the line to the time you get to the line, it's too dang long.
Yeah, if you can make it through like the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy, you just need to pick a different ride, I think.
Yeah, and we're talking about the extended edition here. That it's just if you can watch that entire thing,
all of the various endings that were not particularly well.
Yeah, it was not. No, it's not permanent. Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, it can't be permanent. There's got to be something going on there. Yeah. But I thought, okay, it's definitely worth talking about because dang, Peter Pan.
That's one of the big ones.
Yeah. So anywho, I found this as well, which is kind of the whole deal. This is saying everything. So I figured we could, since brought up the Peter Pan, we can go over everything. And it says, in Magic Kingdom, Fairy Tale Fireworks Sparkling Dessert Cruise, which is the Tiana, that is rescheduled to start again. It's closed now on October 21st. Liberty Square Riverboat is closed, and its opening is to be announced. So there's nothing there. Stitch Great Escape closed, permanent closure. It has not been announced for a reopen date. So Stitch Great Escape is gone, y'all, unless I get some different news. Oh, this is one of those attractions nobody likes. I have not heard anybody get off Stitch and go, greatest ride ever.
I was mildly annoyed with it because a friend of mine who went before me told me about the Alien Encounters ride, which was the one that was there before Stitch.
Yeah, Alien Encounter was better,
and it sounded a lot better than Stitch. And although Stitch does have a kind of soft spot in my heart because he reminds me of my little brother when we were kids.
Your brother has multiple arms, like
no,
4, 5, 6 arms.
My little brother was a troublemaker extraordinaire. The two characters that we were constantly comparing him to were Stitch and Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. So that should tell you all the things.
The one thing I will say about it is if this is permanent, and I'm going to put if on it, because if they're closing a lot of stuff, they're going to need something for crowd spill. And so they say it's permanent, but if they've got a lot of stuff closed, they're gonna need something. And
I think they'll probably
at the very least, Stitch is a crowd dump. So you could, get somebody off the roads. I mean, if they're closing Tomorrowland Terrace, if they're closing Tomorrowland Speedway, you got Stitch to take up some of the crowd. So I don't know if I would believe it's permanently closed. We'll find out, of course. But
I'm expecting they might try to retheme it to something like Guardians related, maybe.
Well, they got the Guardians coming in at Epcot soon. But I'll tell you this: if they do close it permanently, I hope they find a home for the audio animatronic, because I think the Stitch audio animatronic is just brilliant.
Yeah, it's really.
I really do. It's just the ride that it's in is not.
Yeah, good. a lot of the animatronics in that ride are really interesting.
At Epcot, it says no known current or upcoming closures. Although I heard that they're going to be closing World Showcase for a little. Not World. Why am I'm thinking one thing and saying another?
Like, gosh,
no, the big spherical ride that I cannot think of the name now because Spaceship all I got in my Spaceship Earth. Thank you. Because all I got in my head is World Showcase. But I heard they were going to close that for some refurbishment.
So you're excused, I guess.
at the either at the end of this year, probably not the end of the year, but probably the beginning of next one. I asked the employees that, and they said it would be in January. So we'll see. Because I went up to them. I said, how soon should I get on this ride? Because I heard it was going to close, and they said, oh, well, we've heard like January. So I don't know if this is accurate or not, saying known, or, you know, maybe they just don't know. Or the
rumor. Don't add us.
Yeah, or the employees were lying to me when I asked them about it,
which is also possible.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, it's done. I have no idea what'll take its place. Oh man, almost anything would be better than Stitch, though. I wouldn't mind them doing Mission to Mars again, except for with modern day graphics, and that would be kind of cool. Before it was what was it? Before it was Mission to, I think it was Mission to the Moon, and then it was Mission to Mars. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Disney Hollywood's.
You know what would be interesting is now that Disney is apparently getting lots and lots of Fox IPs, if they did something Alien related with it.
If they weren't going to do their own, no, Alien will never happen. I agree with you. That would be cool, but I don't think it would happen in the Magic Kingdom. I
don't think it's likely. I'm just saying, if I were an Imagineer, that would be something that I would at least pose.
I would open a fart oh my gosh, learn to talk, damn it. I would open a fart park. I would open a Fox park. I mean, you know, have an entire new gate. You've got Universal probably owns The Simpsons on this side of the water for a long time now anyway, but
that's the problem. They can't do a bunch with Marvel because Universal got to it first, and they can't do a bunch of Simpsons.
But at the very least, you could do like the Predators, the X-Men, Aliens, so forth. You know, there's a lot of Fox there.
Yeah, or you could do a lot of additions to Hollywood Studios.
Professor Pixel saying I'm right about the Stitch animatronic. It may be one of the best, or the best one in WDW. It is a really good. Although, oh man, no, I have to agree with everybody else. That shaman at the end of the Navi River journey is just amazing. Did you see that?
Anything that was Avatar related was like the year after we went. So
check out my video. I did a video where I went through the Avatar attraction, and
I saw check that out. Have to look at it.
The shaman is at the end. I'm like, wow, that really is amazing. It really is. I do like the comment to Bug and Flea says Mission to Mars Potato Farm based on
The Martian.
The Martian. Yeah. We're going to science the hell out of this. Alrighty. So at Disney Hollywood Studios, Star Wars: A Galaxy Far, Far Away, not running October 1st to be announced. It's expected to start again sometime in November. So it's closed now. That is a ride that does me in. I went on it with a friend. Her name was Ivy. We went there, and I rode on that with her, and beautiful girl, very beautiful, really lovely lady. And we're on it, and she's like, "Woo, oh, I love this, Alan," because they can't say ours. And it's like, "Alan, oh, I love this." And I'm thinking, yeah, I'm going to throw up on you now. By the end of it, I'm just, okay, we're not going to be friends in 5, 4, 3, 2. I turn my head because I know I'm going to blast all over the door. And then it's like, oh, the ride stopped. Thank God. that ride did me in. Sorry, but 3D plus the shaking because it's a simulator ride. That was it for me. Also, they're closing Disney Junior live on stage. It's finished. It will be replaced by Disney Junior Dance Party in late 2018. So that's coming up. Lightning McQueen Racing Academy is scheduled to open early 2019. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is scheduled to open 2019, and Star Wars Galaxy Edge we know is going to be probably around this time next year or later. So, and definitely looking forward to that. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I'm kind of sad that they did away with the Great Movie Ride. Like, I was hoping they would update it, because I thought, man, if you're going to do a mini Mickey ride, wouldn't that be better in Magic Kingdom? Yeah. That's what I was thinking about it, because I mean, you know, I'm glad that they've finally got a Mickey Mouse ride, because it's Disney and they haven't had one. But you know, I thought it would be better to do there and just update. And at Animal Kingdom, Rafiki's Planet Watch is closing on October 20th. We did a whole video about that, and apparently it's going to be reopening. That's the follow-up. It will not be closed permanently. It's going to go for refurbishment. It's they're gonna refurbish the Wildlife Express train, the affection section, conservation station, the habitat. The meet and greets are already gone, and Rafiki's Planet Watch is expected to reopen spring 2019, and it could go to seasonal, which freaking stinks. I don't like it when they do seasonal. Seasonal to me is a big slap in the face to anybody who comes in January. It's like, well, you didn't come on the busy season, so you don't get to see everything. You know, maybe the one thing that the person came during the a busy season before was Rafiki, and they love the way their kids reacted, and they want to bring them again, and they just so happen to come during, and it's a big slap in the face. They're not offering everything to everybody at all times. I hate seasonal stuff. I really do.
I can imagine it would tick you off quite severely, being as you're a local.
Yeah.
Although it's kind of hilarious to me as someone who is very much in the, you know, it's a once or twice in a lifetime thing, listening to someone who gets to go basically all the time.
Yeah. Well, okay. Hey, you're right. I am kind of taking a stance of people have multiple trips, but you just actually strengthen the argument. A lot of people are going to go once.
Yeah.
So I believe everything should be open to everybody.
No, I wasn't trying to weaken your argument or anything. I was just pointing out that there's a little bit of Schadenfreude going on there with the person who, you know, can go
I see
almost whenever they want, complaining to someone who is very much in the 99.9% of the rest of the population of the planet.
Oh, I see. I'm part of the Disney 1% because I have an annual pass.
Well, that, and you live close
to it, yeah.
Go.
It's not exactly
whatever within reason. So
it's not a big travel. As a matter of fact, I'm going to Disney Springs to see Venom tomorrow. At which point I'll probably jump into Epcot, so it'll be my third trip. And on the fourth, if you go 4 times and you have an annual pass, they give you a cutting board. And Gail's like, "Give me that cutting board."
I was curious if you'd gotten it yet.
Let's see. Professor Pixel is saying, I had an entire idea about how Universal could change Marvel Superhero Island, just rebranded as DC, if they could get necessary. You know, Marvel Island was actually supposed to be DC. That's what they began with, but they couldn't. They didn't get the deals done. The art has. I saw the concept art. And I do believe on the side that the Incredible Hulk is, which is near the entrance, you would be walking into Metropolis. And if you came around from Cartoon Lagoon, which is on the opposite side, it would have been entering Gotham. And I'll find something. I'll do a video on it. I'll look it up, because I know that was the basic shape. And I understand there were certain rides. I forget if Spider-Man was going to be Batman or Superman. But I'll check it out. I'll check it out and do a little research, maybe make a video about it. Let's see. Fragminion saying that Rafiki looks like he's trying to lure kids into a tree. I gotta look at that again. Let me pull that up again.
Which of course makes me...
Oh my gosh, he is.
Makes my mind go all dirty and think of Upendi from the sequel.
It is... It's not... yeah, look at the way he's folding his hands and everything. Yeah, I could see. It looks like he just finished a Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Yes, where he taps it. Yeah, where he taps his fingers. Excellent. Release the hounds. Still waiting for Super Goof to get.
Or would that be hyenas in this case?
England T knows where all the holes in the fences are. I have never tried to get into a theme park for free. Wait, no, that's not true. That is not true. I did get in for free, but I snuck in once when I was 18. They had rail gates. Now they've got like the turnstile things, and they just close them off. But they used to have rail gates, and they were about waist high. And some people opened them up. They were walking out. I walked right on in. It was I just wanted to see if I could do it, and did. Yeah. Now I know that I saw one guy on YouTube. He walked up with a crowd, and everybody was getting their bands, and he just walked right between them. Like there were two huge crowds, because they do the ticket thing on where you got to press either your magic band or you press your ticket to this little orb, and you put your finger there, and all the employees around are watching, making sure that the machines work. So this guy, he walked by, and he stood and he waited, and then when somebody walked, he turned with them and just walked right in and made it look like they were all together. I was like, wow,
well, I'm sure you've long since like paid your dues for that one time you stuck.
Oh, yes. I've definitely give them enough money.
So don't drag him off to the re-education chamber. Disney,
yeah.
Thugs.
They're going to revoke my pass for something I did 30 years ago.
Well, but yeah. I imagine that Disney can be quite vindictive about the "you will pay to get in" thing.
Oh, let's see. For the water parks, they always have this. This is nothing new. Blizzard Beach will be closed October 28th to January 5th, and then Typhoon Lagoon will be closed January 6th to March 16th. It's the usual refurbishment that they do. Yeah, that's every year. And of course, Disney Springs, La Nube closed last year, and they're still waiting to see what's going to go. So, and yeah, then it's just like pool closings and that's one of those things they always do as well. It's too cold for Floridians, so we have to close it down. Which I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be closing for most. Okay, I already talked about that. This is not huge news, but I figured if you are coming to Disney, I know I'm going to be doing this myself, but there's a new restaurant that's opening up at it's called Sebastian's Bistro. And they're finally taking reservations. And I'm big on Disney dining, man.
Already.
I know. Look at that. That's and they've included some of this, so we can check it out if my computer will cooperate. Yeah, but I'm a big fan of Disney dining. I like to go out there, and I know it's a little bit more expensive, but so it's going to have obvious Caribbean, since it's at the Caribbean Beach Hotel. It's called Sebastian's. It's going to have food that comes from that menu. It says it will feature a variety of different options, including seafood, steaks, salads, sandwiches, burgers, and more. And some of the appetizer options include Caribbean pull apart rolls. That looks like this right here.
Yeah, that's what I'm
served with guava butter, mango chutney, and Jamaican jerk oil.
All right. That's just.
And Jamaican meat pies with Gojillo's chili sauce and arepa, slow cooked pork, and chili mango barbecue. Man, I'm sold. Have to make a reservation to this as soon as I can. Yeah. Let's see. Signature entree options that include skirt steak chimichurri. I love chimichurri with crispy yuca, citrus stuffed sustainable whole fish with turmeric brown rice and cilantro lime, and sauteed shrimp and tamales.
Oh, shrimp.
That looks like right
shrimp.
there.
Shrimp is one of my favorite things.
Yeah. And then a crab cake topped burger And that's what we're looking at right there. And let me tell you something, man. I had a burger just like this just the other day, and it was so good. One of the best burgers I've ever eaten in my entire life. And but I hate burgers like this because you can't eat that.
Well, I would have to eat burgers in general. They're not something
communist.
Like
I have to sit on that thing to flatten it to actually eat it. And then it says, if you prefer vegan, you're better than us. Or prefer vegan dishes, offering include island curry, eggless sandwiches. Actually, that does look good. And then, of course, the dessert. So, yeah, it's called Sebastian's. It's at the Caribbean beach.
Ooh, gosh, and desserts look good. I am a dessert freak when it comes to
I got a sweet tooth as well.
So there's that.
Same here. Absolutely. So yeah, there you go. It's doesn't say reservations are already opening with bookings starting on October 8th. They could be made online by calling 407 WDW Dine. And I just did a commercial, didn't I?
Yes, they got you to shill.
Yeah. Well, okay. Yeah, that's pretty bad. It's cold in Florida. It dropped to the mid 80s. Yeah, once it hit 78 though, I'm wearing a jacket myself. Next time on Bad About the Nuts, England team gets bad for Disney for giving away to sneak in the park for free. Yeah, hey, I would never actually try that, but that's what I saw some guy do. Yeah,
wait, 78 is cold to you. That's
78's freaking, yeah, I'm wearing a jacket at 78.
78 is like the perfect just sitting outside doing nothing temperature for me. So
well, I'll tell you what, you come in August, we'll run a race. Okay, well, okay, I know what I just said. Sorry.
You can I'm going to have to unfortunately play the I'm crippled you incomprehensible Jaguar card.
That was a little insensitive. I tell that to other people who do this. I see a lot of Northerners and they go, her, it's not hot at 55, and like, come in August. We'll see how you handle it versus how I handle it. It's hot as hell, but at least I don't melt when in August. I'm from Beauty and the Beast movie, so should the menu be more European? Now, that's what I think about Be Our Guest. It should be a French restaurant, but it's American cuisine most of the time.
That gets to me because for one thing, I love like upscale food. I like really fancy refined stuff. So that's one thing. And for another thing, like, how can you not? Like, it's in the song for crap's sake. And I apologize for almost swearing it.
Yeah, I know. It really is. Disney swearing is okay. As far by that I mean movies, because they get away with the dams and the hells. And there's another one of these that I figured I would talk about, which is one I did a video on. Reservations are open for storybook dining at Walt Disney World's Artist Point. This is the one that was going to be Seven Dwarfs instead of, as we talked about, it would be so much better if they had done Brother Bear or Pocahontas, since it's supposed to be an American.
Even Merida. So
it's Disney's Wilderness Lodge. It's based on they've got the geyser out, the Old Faithful. Out there. It's American West, and they're doing Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
Yeah, there are so many like outdoorsy princesses and characters you could go with, and you decide none of them. Okay.
Yeah, it's very, very strange, very strange. So they mentioned once again it's at Fort Wilderness, and I guess I'm doing another commercial. It says the meal will offer a variety of different appetizers: hunter's pie with chicken black truffle and stone fruit preserve, winter squash bisque with caramelized lolly and granola, served in an adorable black cauldron. I guess that's that. Wicked shrimp cocktail with soy miso, avocado, Thai chili, and greens. There will also be an array of fruit, vegetables, cheese, so forth, so on. These look good too. But I would love to try that.
We're effectively making me hungry, and I just ate like 2 hours ago. So gosh darn it.
And they'll get to choose from amazing entree options, including royal prime rib roast with horseradish mashed potatoes, hay smoked carrots, popover, and just as well as magic mirror slow braised veal shank Oh yeah, I want some of this right now. There's also seafood stew, which I guess that's what we're looking at right here. And this looks like that was the rib roast. Wow, that kind of looks like what you get out at Avatar Land. And there you go. That's the kids stuff. They always serve crap for the kids. Like, okay, and here's you're having
because kids are picky and they like things plain. So there's that.
And this is the desserts. Now that looks pretty good. What is that? Yeah. Gooseberry pie with meringue. That was this right here. And these are the poison apples.
Yeah, I was about to say I might avoid things with apple in them in this particular circumstance.
And this is for Frag Minion. It's all the drinks. So there you go.
They do look good, but I can't stand the taste of like alcohol.
And the first event will be on December 16th, and it'll cost $55 for adults and $33 for kids. One thing about the character dinners and such is they can be pricey.
Yeah.
That is faux show. All right, let's see if there's anything left. Let's see. Can you taste all the colors of the wind? And let's see. Kids love crap. That's true. Definitely on the bucket list. I have had people. I know people who have done this. In all honesty, what they do is you start to do the Epcot bar crawl, which is you start at Mexico or Canada and you work your way, try to get to the other side. And there's 13 countries.
Yeah.
So you
most
get a drink.
Of them serve some kind of alcohol. Yeah.
Oh yeah, all of them do. Actually, yeah, even America, I think, serves some beer.
Yeah, because I remember when we went when we were in France, which is the one that I can remember the best because that was the one I was the most excited to go to. There was like wine shop after wine shop after wine shop.
Let's see what else we have. No, nothing. Disney Collection releasing in celebration of Mickey's 90th. That's a merchandise thing. I've already done a couple of commercials, attraction specific Spirit jerseys. Yeah, it's looking like it's a whole bunch of commercial stuff. Walt Disney World raises fountain prices on fountain and bottled drinks. That's what it is. I like to talk about the news, obviously, but I've already done 2 commercials.
We've done our requisite Disney shillings for this particular.
Yeah. Do we have anything? Rumored Disney Jedi training show to close. Okay, there's another closure, but I kind of figured that one. Wait, what? Road to the Ride, Haunted Mansions. Oh, that's that's Disneyland. That's not ours. That's Disneyland.
The other coast there.
Yeah, the one that doesn't matter as much because it's not Disney World.
Because unfortunately, it's in California, which no one should go to if they value their conservatism in any way whatsoever.
Yep. But yeah, there you go. I guess that's about all the news that's fit to print, as they say. So I'm gonna call it, unless you've got something to talk about. No. Disney's working on a live action version of Lilo and Stitch.
Why?
Oh man, I get because they make money.
Well,
Beauty and the Beast was the biggest film.
I can see them making this work, given what they can do with Star Wars visual effects and what they can do with Guardians of the Galaxy and the cosmic side of the MCU and stuff. Mm-hmm. They legitimately could make that work. I'm not gonna say they couldn't make that work.
Yeah, it's Beauty and the Beast was the biggest movie of last year.
Yeah.
So yeah, people go see those things.
The original, but you condemned me for heresy last time I said.
Oh hell yeah! I think you're full of it, man. Was a fan of Stitch movie. Not sure about that one. I like Lilo and Stitch. I like the first movie. Yeah, I mean but here's the thing: they remake it. I've got
the movies that they did with Lilo and Stitch, even the direct to video, especially given the crap that was a lot of the other Disney animated sequels that were direct to video. I thought the Stitch ones were actually really good, and Dr. Hamsterfield is hilarious as a villain.
Epcot and Spaceship Earth celebrated their 36th birthday on October 1st. This will be likely the last anniversary where the park still looks somewhat as it has over time. Well, for the longest time, they had a big wizard arm on the side of it. So
I remember that when I was a kid. There were a lot of documentaries about that there.
Yeah,
when they moved it.
Yep, I went in 1982 when it was first opened. I don't think I was there on opening day because I don't remember the big dances. I do remember being there for rope drop though, and I do remember me and my friends thinking it was boring. Oh my God, this thing was boring as hell.
Yeah, Epcot needs some love, like seriously.
Oh, when we were little kids, we hated Epcot. I've grown to like Epcot because
I thought it was my favorite when we went because I'm kind of a culture geek, so like the World Showcase and the thing about the time travel in Spaceship Earth and everything was really cool. The thing that sort of took me out of it was all the corporate shill stuff.
Yeah. How my colorless cronies have to dress when around me. So yeah, I guess this is just all the merchandise and such that you can get during their anniversary and birthdays. So yeah, I remember coming. There were things I did like. I did like Imagination and but yeah, not a lot. We liked the interventions. You could play games, and they had oh, look at this new computer. It's a TSR-80, and isn't it amazing? You know, it's
oh my, that's
like our cell phones are more powerful than
right there.
Yeah, our cell phones are more powerful than what they were shilling back then. That kind of stuff was, but there was a lot of it where we're just a lot of walking, not a lot of excitement. And like now I can kick back and I can enjoy the Canada show, but back then I was like, I don't want to learn about Canada. Why do I need to know about Canada? Even back then I knew they were just America Light.
See, I've always been a geek, so like educational stuff doesn't bore me like that.
Yeah. LA was so much fun back in the day. Next on the list is to hit on Minnie and Daisy. Already hit on Daisy. So that's to cross that off my bucket list. See, love the cartoon movie. I would be all for a live action if they could get a young, hot Tia Carrera. That would be nice. R.I.P. the arm. I remember that comic where Mr. Impossible used it as a golf ball. I did not see that one. Exactly the opposite. He used to love it. When you were a kid, you loved Epcot? Wow, you're the one. Like I said, there were things to like about it. You know what I liked? I liked the old aquarium. And I do have a specific memory with me and my daughter in the old aquarium. We took her and it was before she was about 2 and her sister was still a baby in the carry cart. And we had the grandmother watch her for a day. So we took her through this thing and it was crowded where what it was, you'd watch a movie and they would tell you about the sea. And it was like one of these like overly dramatic movies about the ocean. And then you would go on the ride to see the aquarium.
That should be like narrated by one of the Attenboroughs.
Yeah. And it would be and it was a longer ride. They shortened the aquarium ride so people could just get to the part where they could run around. But this time, at this point, it was still a longer ride where you could ride through, underneath the aquarium and everything, and it was going above you. And it was pretty full. And my daughter just looks up and goes, "Beesh!" And it was like, that was the only noise anybody could hear. And it was a big laugh. And it was just one of those cute moments. And so, yeah, I've got that, and that I'll carry that forever and a day. I liked it. I liked the how you had to go up and down in the elevators to get things, but you really just kind of shook for a while. Yeah, there was a lot of good stuff there. And then it became Nemo, and it's okay. I think the Nemo ride is all right.
I
it's
always
not
enjoy
great,
when they do. I always enjoy when they do theming. It kind of annoys me when they do something that's not themed. I mean, with all of the Disney IPs, you couldn't really like, but yeah, I can admit that the Nemo one was less entertaining than I thought it was gonna be when we went on it.
Gail hates it. Because she especially hates the part with the turtles, because you're like way too close to the wall watching it do, I'm okay with it, but she loses it on it. And this entire thing is exactly what Frag Minion's saying. Buy our crap. Buy our crap. Here's the, So yeah, it's basically what I've been doing. It's like a whole bunch of merchandise stuff. But yeah, that's all the news we got going on there. I've got a ton of those stories though. I'm gonna save them for later.
I've actually got a funny Disney related story. So we went to the Monsters Inc. laugh floor, and we were sitting in the auditorium there, and the camera pans over to my mother, and she gets picked to interact with the main comedian monster there, and she was adjusting her bra strap when it first zoomed in on her, and she looked like a deer caught in the headlights. And she's not one of those people that tends to interact with attractions and stuff. So she was very evidently embarrassed the whole time, and they kept telling her to do all these funny things, and my mother was just having none of it the whole time. It was hilarious.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Here's something. Disney has really been stepping it up for annual pass holders lately with exclusive merchandise. Let's see. Special hotline, deep discounts for dining. New to the AP lineup is the Halloween edition of Super Saturdays at Disney Springs. Coming up this October 13th, you can delight in a myriad of spooky surprises, discounts, and freebies just for annual pass holders at Disney Springs. The best part is they're encouraging guests to dress up for Disney-bound or Disney-bound as their favorite characters. Please note that Disney bounding is not the same as wearing a costume. It is a themed outfit that matches the aesthetics or includes a nod to specific characters. That's kind of like wearing red pants, red suspenders, and a white shirt, and you go as Roger Rabbit.
Yeah,
that's what they mean.
That makes sense. I could probably pull off Dr. Facilier then, because I already regularly wear, top hat and bow ties and whatnot. All I need is an awesome cane, because unfortunately I have no awesome. I collect walking sticks, but I don't have any canes.
Go to the Harry Potter land. You can get what's his name's cane?
Lucius.
Yeah, and it actually has
the snake.
It actually has a wand that pulls out.
Yeah, because that's where he kept his wand in the books and the movie. In his snake cane there.
Yeah. You can't have Halloween themed event without trick or treating. Stop by the Disney Corner first on tour of Disney Springs for a trick or treat bag and a sweet treat. Do I have to have a kid, or can I do it? I want to trick or treat at Disney Springs. Do I have to be 10? Do I have to get someone else's kid to walk around? Here are the other trick or treat locations. Daily Poutine. Fuel up with signature Canadian dish. Now that's actually pretty cool, because they do have a different, they'll have their normal poutines, and then they'll have a specialty. I think right now is the Oktoberfest. So it's beer infused teas and such like that with it. So Disney Days of Christmas. Purchase an ornament between 9 and 10 and get free personalized dates. Alrighty, Disney style discover on trend apparel and accessories inspired by beloved Disney attractions, characters, including villains. Plus, don't miss the ghostly photo opportunity. Featuring the Haunted Mansion. Alrighty. And Ever After Jewelry, Explorer Boutique's latest trend-setting accessories featuring spookies. They're just trying to sell something right there. And the Ganachery. indulge in sophisticated chocolates made by their Disney chocolatiers. And for a tiny square this size is $3.
Yeah, good confections will set you back a pretty penny, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's good. I've had a couple because
I've always been attracted to more upscale sweets, and every time I go to a theme park that has one of those like confectionery shops, I always spend more than I intend to, and it's usually been sad because usually I've been a kid and somebody else was paying at the time. So it's like
I like what Frag Minion's saying here. Make that Fantasian Demon Hell Mountain a ride. I would go for that. Was Chernabog?
Chernabog, yes.
That would be awesome. I would go for that. Put it in
a Night on Bog Mountain coaster or attraction would be awesome. Especially around Halloween.
And I am glad to be the first Christmas mention for you there, guy. Let's see. Kate Spade
really give the Disney villains their own land, because that would
be there really should be. I agree with you.
It would be sort of Halloween-esque, but all year round, and it would be awesome. And they could go even more over the top when it was, around Halloween.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think there should be a villain's land.
Because I've always loved the Disney villains. They were always my favorite part of any movie that they were in, and I kind of rooted for them a lot of the time, sadly. Usually to mixed results.
So this thing is October 13th, 9 a.m. to 10. So annual pass holders have 1 hour to take advantage of what they want here. So there you go. Go to Starbucks, sample upcoming fall beverage offerings. Yum.
Over my dead body.
In 1 hour, you've got to go across the park trying to get whatever you want on their Super Saturday at Disney Springs. Anyway, there you go. That's that. So I'm gonna say thank you three for stopping by and listening to us go. What was it? I was pushed a few years ago to dress up as Dr. Facilier for Halloween, says Professor Pixel, because I'm tall and lanky like that character, but I don't want to be accused of whitewashing and go through that BS. Does anybody really do that? I mean, like, if you're like out at Disney, do you think that would happen? I mean, I understand if you're on a college campus, but I've never even heard of that outside.
Possibly, but if someone did that to me, I would be like, this is how I normally dress. The only addition was the cane, so screw you.
I would look at it straight in the eye and say, don't assume my race.
Oh, that will not help you on this particular issue. When Rachel Dolezal tried that, she got...
Oh yeah, I think that's kind of funny. No, I just think it's really silly. If somebody is inspired by a character, let them be that character. I mean, are you gonna tell? Are you going to reverse it? I remember at a convention one time, this girl, she's a black girl, just made this perfect Alice in Wonderland outfit. She likes Alice in Wonderland. Let her freaking dress like Alice in Wonderland. If someone likes Pocahontas, let them dress like Pocahontas.
If someone gave me crap for dressing like Dr. Facilier, my first reaction would be like, this is how I normally dress. And my second reaction would be, okay, convince me you know more about voodoo than I do. Because I bet you can't. Because I have studied various systems of mysticism for more than a decade. Yeah, good luck.
It does get ridiculous. It really does. Anyway, thanks guys for stopping by, and thank you, Dalton, for joining. And
as always,
my gosh, I keep saying this, but we really do need to put a schedule on this. So it'll be like, hey, 8 o'clock, this time we go. So yeah, at some point in time, I'm going to get my stuff together and do that. All righty. Well, thank you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night.
Cheers, guys.